Good evening, hello, and welcome to Rony's Tuesday Fun Race 2023. It's Season 1, Round 9, 4 rounds to go before the end of Season 1 of 2023. Tonight with another mod car, the Formula Skippy, at the Kyoto Ring Oval in Live for Speed. The 305th ever RTFR, sponsored by World Class Lions, broadcast here live on Sim Broadcasts. I'm Peter Butcher. Joining me in the commentary box tonight is Owen Harmon again. Owen, how are you doing?
I'm keeping well, Pete. Thanks for asking. And this is quite the event we've got lined up for you today. Can't wait.
Yeah, the Formula Skippy, based on, of course, the Skip Barber, which was brought to sim racing popularity over on iRacing. It's one of the introductory cars that everyone has to basically use that car to progress through the ranks on iRacing. But enough of that. We're in Live for Speed in this brilliant mod provided to us tonight by Kilo 46 and friends. There's quite a large number of collaborators on this one, Owen. We've got Nico PDR, Gustav, OGR, Raphael Games, and Penguin. 2-litre inline 4 rear-wheel drive, half a ton with 151 brake horsepower. We're going to have 38 laps around the oval this evening, and with road tyres, that's going to start to be a little bit difficult if the drivers are banking up side by side.
Yeah, with the fact that the car is so small, there's boundless room for slipstream, synchronized swimming, and then other drivers just trying to hold on to position. Maybe they don't have a draft partner. They could find themselves panicking, and they'll be making decisive moves to try and keep position.
Well, we've got a very, very complicated track to talk you through tonight. It's got a lot of corners. Oh wait, it's an oval. 4 corners, 3 kilometers, 1.9 miles, 38 laps, so about 35 minutes of running tonight. And we've just had about an hour of qualifying, and oh boy, is it tight at the top. I want to stop talking for a minute because I want to show you what's been going on in qualifying. But before we do that, let's talk about the Driver Championship standings. It's Gabor who's leading with 194 points ahead of his teammate Rick Cardle with 179. Antti is back into P3 with Lagutskas behind in P4. Then Fatal, the last of the drivers in the 100-point territory, in 5th. Samuli, Rony, Oscar, Mantas and Michael round out the top 10. And Owen, we're getting into the pointy end of Season 1 of RTFR in 2023, and it's getting tight at the top.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The opportunities for a shock result, I've probably said that a few times this season and have come back incorrect. But yeah, this is definitely a track that could open up a few avenues for certain drivers to make their case for the remainder of Season 1. And I suppose teamwork is so important. If particular groups are willing to work together, that could give them a strategic advantage.
It could indeed. Let's get straight into qualifying. We have the last couple of minutes coming up, so we should definitely take a look at that and see what's happening over on the track. There looks to be a lot of three-wide action already in qualifying.
Yeah, and the fact once the leaderboard is displayed, you can see, there we go, the very narrow margins, a tie for pole position. Born to race Dennis, that's Dennis Lind, representing the team of Big Coup. To have him on board, he set the time first at Sidus Unite's expense, but then you've got Laguskas 100th behind, Rayman another 100th behind, and then we've two drivers also on a 50.3 exactly. So these slipstream battles are really limiting the opportunities to get an incredible time. It has to be so precise if you're going to get the pole position at this stage.
Absolutely, so tight at the top. Nothing between the top two, and this is the one and only time I'm going to mention this during the stream, Owen, but we're going to plug a new feature on our broadcasts here. As you can see in the bottom right of your screens, LG Meese has a nice Twitch logo there with a red icon. That means he is broadcasting his perspective on Twitch. LG Meese is one of the subscribers to the Sim Broadcasts Twitch channel, and now if you subscribe to our channel, you can get your Twitch username displayed on our broadcasts, as well as a little icon if you go live. So there we go. Meese is currently live over on Twitch, and you can go to LG Meese's perspective there. So a number of other drivers have also subscribed, and you'll see their Twitch handles below. 13 seconds left in qualifying. Can Meese actually improve on this run? No, he can't. He's probably just doing some sort of race installation there, but I'm sure he's talking on his stream, so go and find out. 0-0 on the counter, Owen. It's the final few seconds of qualifying.
I think the majority of drivers are probably going to call it for their lap time, so hopefully they're well out of the way in case other drivers do want to set their final lap time. It appears we have a two-way tie for pole position. I believe Gabor is no longer on track, so he can't help out his teammate any longer. We'll see other drivers crossing the line, but as far as I'm concerned, this is the grid we're going to have for the race.
Yeah, Meese will actually be the final car. Here he comes to the line. Actually pushed down a place there while he was doing some warm-up laps. But that is qualifying. Let's run down the results, Owen, because we've got a lot of them. We've got 33 cars who have set times here in the qualifying session. Okay, so leading the way, it's going to be Dennis and Unite tied on times. Dennis set the fastest lap time first, so he's going to start P1 ahead of Unite on the front row. Then it's Lagutskas, who's going under the pseudonym of Lacunas. A few people called us out on the last few streams, though, in saying that it's not Lagutskas, it's Lacunas. Well, Lacunas means flyboy in Lithuanian, as far as I know, but we're going to call him Lagutskas from now on, I think. Born to Race Rayman in P4, Anti-Valter P5, Gabor in P6, TC Racing's Adam in P7, Rony himself in P8, then World Class Line's Soini and Lorenzo rounding out the top 10. Then we've got T-Bug, we've got Melt Gibson, which is a fantastic name. I have no idea who that is, but I want to know. Fraz from Fragmaster in P13, Michael Malik, Onifus, Number Thamuli, EA Presley, Isa, and Yari Katilla. Melt Gibson, is Blue Flame. So welcome to RTFR, or welcome back. It's probably not the first time Blue Flame has participated in RTFR, but there we go. Welcome along if it is your first time, and congrats on your good qualifying position. Over on the second page of results, we've got Race Greens Mandula, Nexus NL, Magic, Zesty, Kansas 47, Lallaroo, G Contrera, Asker, LG Meese, Yaroslav Donnelly, Mallow, Merak, and M Benza there in 33rd place. Everybody's made it within the 105% cutoff, so we should be fine. Owen, all these drivers will be eligible to race.
Yeah, that's great to see, and I suppose 33 is the magic number in Indianapolis 500 running, so that seems appropriate to me.
Yeah, for anyone wondering who Born to Race Dennis is, yes, that is the Dennis Lind. Dennis Lind of GT Racing fame and LFS, long-time LFS player, has joined Born to Race. I think it's legit. I think he actually has, Owen. He's been running that tag for a couple of races now. But yes, just so everyone is aware, that is Dennis Lind driving for B2R, who has pole position ahead of Unite. And Lugutskas has to start in P3, only 100th of a second behind. Very, very, very close times down to Gabor in P6. So it's anyone's game. And basically, I don't know if pole position is the best place to have off the line, Owen.
Yeah, you've got a point there, Pete. Certainly, on a standing start, you've probably a little bit more of a chance. But yeah, the guys who will be getting that first burst of the slipstream, they won't be long making an attack on the two pole sitters, I suppose you want to call them. So yeah, pole position not necessarily a huge advantage, but the experience of the guys, I'm sure they'll be able to fight back if they're overtaken early on.
Yeah, indeed. Let's revisit the championship standings because we cut that off slightly early. Yeah, we talked about the top few drivers and then we went to the second page, but we didn't actually give the drivers who are further down the courtesy of seeing their names and points on the stream. We've got 4 pages of results tonight, and that represents quite a lot of drivers who have scored at least 1 point so far in the season. After tonight, there will be 3 rounds left of Season 1 before we go for a short summer break and return for a 10-round Season 2 at the end of the year. So there is still time if you want to get involved in RTFR this year. Yep, here's the third screen down to P60. So if your name is here, thanks of course for turning up and driving and scoring and finishing in RTFR Season 1. But yeah, we hope to see a lot more people back. We have a few spaces in the server, so it wasn't a full grid this time out for this combo. So it'd be good to see more drivers joining in towards the end of the season. But there we go, 76 drivers have scored points so far, Owen, in RTFR Season 1. A great number.
Yeah, it is a highly encouraging number, and there are new names on the grid. So I expect to see near enough 80 names on our listing. Hopefully not too many incidents taking out drivers today. That'll give us that boost in the championship.
Yeah, that is a good call, actually. We'll definitely see more names after today. And I want to talk again about the car because it is a fantastic replica, actually, of the Skip Barber. Owen, have you ever driven this in any sim?
I'm afraid not, no. I wouldn't be very familiar.
Well, you're absolutely missing out. The engine sound, by the way, is spot on. It's pretty good in LFS. So the collaboration here have done a pretty good job. But Kilo 46, it appears, has done most of the legwork to bring the Formula Skip Barber mod, the Formula Skippy, into Live for Speed. And if you're wondering how you can drive this car, well, all you need is a Live for Speed S3 license for a meager £36 or equivalent in your currency to try it out. It's a very worthwhile mod to give a go. Very true to life, drives fantastically. And, well, we're about to see 33 of them thundering around the oval, and we're going to see just how well these cars perform in a long slipstreaming train. Hopefully not too many of them in the wall. We've got plenty of cameras to pick up the thrills and spills. Chris McElroy has put together a few extra angles for us on the oval tonight. We do love oval cameras, so we'll give those a spin and see how we go. But yeah, Owen, it's a fantastic looking machine.
Yeah, I do like the side exhausts on the mid-engine layout. It looks pretty snazzy. I suppose it suits the aero. Yeah, nice tidy car, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking around the circuit. I'm going to actually ask Chris in my ear to find me someone who's on our lap, so we can actually watch some drivers doing some times doing some laps during their warm up. While he goes away and finds someone who's doing a lap. Looks like the Gutskas is the best one to watch. So we will try and pick up. Oh, he's just finished a lap. So the Gutskas would be a good one to pick up with. Here he is. So let's ride on board with him. That's not great, is it? So yeah, we'll watch the Gutskas for a lap and see how he gets on.
Yeah, so we have to be wary of how he enters the corner, because if he gets too close to the apron, I would be very worried the car might oversteer, but he's sticking to the middle lane and then drifting back high. So yeah, there's no threat of using the banking. Oh, no threat using the apron. That will put the car off. So he's probably practicing alternate lines here and then staying high again for turn one and then cutting inside.
Yeah, it also gives me some opportunity to practice with some of my new camera as well. Yeah, that was a bit early. Just as well, we did this, I because it looks like I need a bit of a warm up as well. Here he comes. There he is. There's Liguskas. So yeah, we've got how many minutes? We've got 2 minutes to go before the start of the race, and yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Some nice default skins as well. Worth mentioning actually that the Formula Skip Barber, the Formula Skippy in LFS comes with some nice skins to get your hands on. By the looks of it, the default skin there has my racing number on it.
Happy days then.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, yeah. So while we wait for the start of the race, we're going to take a couple of minutes to have a breather, and we'll be back. So don't go anywhere. 1 minute or so to go until the start of RTFR Round 9 of Season 1 in 2023. Don't go anywhere. Only a handful of seconds to go before the drivers start readying up. And yeah, Eoin, I think we're going to be in for a treat here. We don't tend to see too many lower powered Formula cars going around the oval. This one has 151 brake horsepower. So we should be in for a bit of a treat here because it's going to lend itself quite nicely to some slipstreaming pack racing.
Yeah, I think one of our 2022 races had a more saloon based car going around the oval, but now it's introductory open wheeler. So yeah, this will give the drivers something else to think about.
It will indeed. As we head to the track for the very start of the race, 38 laps this evening around Kyoto Ring Oval in Live for Speed. Enjoy. This is going to be a fun one.
So from the standing start, they're waiting for the lights to come on. Will be quite a challenge to get the launch spot on, but we'll see. With green means go. So there we go. We've got to control that wheel spin.
Oh, we've got a car off already in the background. It's one of the Frag Masters. It's Fraz, who's had an absolute shocker of a start and has spun around on the grid. So struggling there to keep the car in a straight line off the start, and it is Born to Race Dennis just about leading. We've got 3 wide at the front as we head through turn number 2. Here they come now. Dennis down to P3 there or thereabouts as everyone streaks through.
And fourth down to 6th. Rayman, Gabor and Valta will need to cooperate immediately if they're going to keep the podium sitters in range. So yeah, Dennis does get the lead back, and Liguskas will now covet that inside line and take the lead for the first lap. So Number has spectated as well. So really poor start for Fragmasters, who had been practicing their slipstreaming. That's really disappointing to see.
Yeah, they were touted as one of the best. The teams with the best chance here. They do like their oval racing, do the Fragmaster team, but not going so well today so far for them. Onifus down in P11 at the moment, so not fantastic. We've got a big group around. Who's that? Looks around Onifus and back. Onifus and Adam having a bit of a scrap here.
Yeah, Melt Gibson, who's just beside Adam actually. So Adam has the advantage, but actually Gibson or Blue Flame has better drive out of the corner. So he has a chance at the top 10, that's for sure.
Lagutskas is pulled to the front, and well, we've got 3 drivers working together. We've got Dennis for Born to Race, Unite for Sidus, and Lagutskas. We've got a big crash further down. Contreras has been involved, and we've got 2 drivers at least who have withdrawn from the race. But Contreras is still going. Fraz has now left the race as well, so a big accident further down. But we return to our leaders, Eoin, who are slipstreaming very effectively and gapping the rest of the field. This pair here is Rayman and Gabor. Gabor needs to try and bridge the gap to the front if he wants to keep up, because once these guys break away, it's going to be very difficult for them to keep up once that happens. Here's a group of 5 in around Rony. Rony's right in the middle. He's got Onifus behind him, now pulling out to the left-hand side. And who's that sitting at the back? Is that Michael Malik, I see?
Correct, yeah. So Michael has taken the inside on Rony. Onifus on board here is just in front of Michael, so he might let Michael have a chance to create this new slipstream opportunity. So there you go, Michael through. Onifus does have to lift a bit there. Rony was alert to it. Falta is that maroon car that Michael now wants to draft with. Lorenzo is the other race green driver who is following along here. So,
look how far wide they're washing there. A lot of speed coming off the car, and Onifus has gone into the wall, and he's out. He's rolled it.
Oh, Rony clipped him. It was totally out of his control. Like, there was nothing he could have done about it. So that's really unlucky. Michael hit the wall. Onifus bounced, and unfortunately, Rony made contact, and that flipped over Onifus's car.
That's a massive shot. We no longer have any Fragmasters cars in this oval race, which is an unlikely thing to say, I have to admit.
Yeah, that was a complete. That is definitely one of the complete shocks of the race. No Fragmaster drivers are going to be able to make it to the lead lap or anything close to it. So yeah, I believe Onifus is just going to wait for the chance to spectate. It's just thankfully not in a hazardous spot, but yeah, it's very, very uncomfortable to see him on his roll cage there.
Yeah, he needs to remove himself from the race, really, because no one's going to come along and flip you over, I'm afraid. As here come the leaders through turn number 1, and a big gaggle behind, so the gap has been bridged. Valter has managed to catch back up to Gabor and Rayman, and these guys really need to work together now, Eoin, to catch up to our front 3, of which I think they are... they're dropping back at this point.
Yeah, if you look at the best lap times, they are about 0.3 of a second off, and that's just the very best what they're capable of. So yeah, this teamwork pact has to be very, very solid, or else they'll be guaranteed not to win. So we'll now check out a battle that is going to heat up now. The Hermuli versus T-Bug. We have Soini just watching what Mandula does. So Mandula just off the shot here. We're looking at T-Bug. Mandula will now be in view. And T-Bug, he's going to understeer a bit. The Hermuli has to adjust. Mandula, I think, will need to be... Oh, he's even slid it himself. So there's no chance of a good triple teamwork there.
Yeah, this car proving fairly difficult for the drivers, but yeah, it's because it's running road tyres though, and as soon as you get in the slipstream and go around the fast banking, the car just wants to drift high into the wall, and we've seen multiple incidents already in the race. Hearing also that it's affected quite a lot by the turn 3 bumpers. We've got cars losing traction there. That's exactly where the issue is. Goodness me.
Yeah, and Lorenzo is lagging out. I think that is going to be a disconnection for Lorenzo, and that takes another big name out of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, so the leaders are already doing some lapping. So we've got a car getting well out of the way here as we watch Born to Race Dennis now at the back, and let's see how these guys are managing the draft. So. Normally, well, this doesn't look like it's worked out that well. Communication may be breaking down slightly, but that was a little bit of an uncomfortable turn 3. Normally you see the drivers going inside to the inside left of one another through the apexes, as Dennis will now swing out behind Lagutskas, and then inside Unite as well to take the lead of this train. Now, any more mistakes like that, Owen, and the guys behind are going to catch up. Let's see what the gap is. It's fairly big, actually, to the top three. Gabor's got a lot of work to do with Rayman at this point.
Yeah, and it looks like Rayman is going to carry on the good work. I think Rayman and Gabor have an understanding with each other, and they've split from Valta, and now Adam is actually going to overtake Valta in their duo. Gabor goes quite reasonably high, but now Nexus will slide out of the way. Looking back from LG Mies here, he's got all sorts of competition. There's contact. Oh, they failed to cooperate there, and LG Mies has been sent into a 1080 spin.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate time to go on board with him, and well, if you're viewing LG Mies' stream, that would have also been pretty uncomfortable. He's now got a pretty dented rear wing, it has to be said, but he will continue. Why not? You can go and check out his stream at twitch.tv/LGMees there on the bottom right of your screens. Yeah, so that's going to be a recovery drive now for him, unfortunately, down in P23. He has... Who's that behind him? He's got... Is it... who is that? I don't know who that is. Well, anyway. Someone else for company. We've got three wide here with Mallow. And there's more confusion and trouble over the bumps, and we've caught another driver off guard. Wherever I point the camera in, we have incidents. So better point it at the front for some spice. Although it looks like some spice has already happened because Unite has managed to break away somehow from Dennis and Lagutskas.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I didn't think Unite would want to split from his draft partners, but now I suppose he is going to be drafted again. So he might just stay. Yeah, he's going to actually follow the apron and lift up. Loose there for Lagutskas. So that's a good catch. A bit of understeer for Unite as well. He's going to put in a lot of extra strain on those tires. But yeah, temperatures, not really concerned for the drivers today.
Yeah, well, Unite's in a weird spot here because it doesn't actually look like Dennis and Lagutskas are working that well together right now. Let's see if they can bridge the gap. Unite's in a sweet spot, and look behind. Finally, Gabor and Rayman are working together quite well, and well, they stand a chance now of bridging that gap if Dennis and Lagutskas can't catch up to Unite. Three-way drafting is marginally faster around here in this car, I think. So they have now bridged the gap. So this is the point where Gabor and Rayman's advantage starts to slip away. These three will have to slot back into some sort of rhythm, which might not be immediately easy. Dennis, they're going very, very high. And Lagutskas has lost the car again. Oh, he's managed to... No!
That's Unite. It's Unite.
Oh, it's Unite, sorry, yes. Almost losing the car. Losing a ton of momentum. And this is a break then for Dennis and Lagutskas.
Yeah, to a point, but it is very impressive work now from Gabor and Rayman. They are clocking in times that will certainly alert Unite in particular. They're on par, so we'll see if this carries on. So fantastic work from Born to Race's Rayman and Sidus's Gabor.
Yeah, well, they need to keep this up. They're being as consistent as they can be, but you can still see as we ride on board with Gabor now how big that gap actually is. It is fairly big. They need to just continue doing what they're doing, be consistent, and hope for more mistakes from the guys ahead. Oh, you can just hear how traction limited the front of this car is as it heads out through turn 3. The cars ahead going 3 wide, none of them in a slipstream at the moment. Then they all get back in formation. Gabor and Rayman working very well here, as you said, Owen, as Rayman swings back past on the inside.
Yeah, and they're continuing to really flourish now. They're getting better personal best times, just almost within reach of the 50.3 that Dennis possesses. Qualifying pace is pretty much guaranteed here. Not much difference between the two setups on lap time pace anyway. So yeah, this is great stuff now for Rayman and Gabor, who have opened up the possibilities for this race.
Yeah, another drafting pair behind to keep an eye on as well is Anti-Valter and TC Racing's Adam, as they both exit from turn 3. Adam hits the wall though. That's going to compromise him a little bit, but still luckily in the slipstream of Anti-Valter. Across come the leaders to start lap 15. It's Dennis. Oh, a bit of a wobble there. Oh, they're really struggling on these tyres, Owen. A lot.
Yeah, and Unite actually just went fastest, so that brilliant work has been neutralized a bit. They're going to lose out on a few tenths. So we'll see now. Just such a struggle. Like Dennis here in the middle of the pack now. He has the ultimate responsibility, in my opinion. If he's going to execute his move correctly, then he has to be the most alert when you've got the drivers between him. So yeah, that looks okay so far. But any understeer as the fuel burns down, it's got to be very careful now from this point on.
The Gutscast takes to the left-hand side of Dennis Lind and moves into the lead of the race to begin lap 16. But that's all going to change about another 100 times before we finish. But yeah, we are just creeping towards the halfway stage of this race. And, well, it's still anyone's game. This car looks incredibly difficult, especially through turn 3. The drivers are having to be super careful, which is where drivers who are drafting in pairs, such as Gabor Rayman and Valter and Adam, probably have a distinct advantage because they don't have to fit 3 into 1.
Yeah, exactly. When someone understeers, you have to be... Yeah, and Dennis is completely oversteered.
Oh, there you go!
Oh.
Commentator's curse or what?
Yeah, and Dennis has spectated. He's out of the race. And now it's Rayman who has the responsibility of the team now to get this result. Yeah, it's very distressing, has to be said.
Well, the Gutscast, he's on his own out front, and that's going to be a worrying, apparently. I'm going to get Chris to repeat what he just said in my ear before I relay it on the stream, because I want to make sure it's correct. So I'm not going to repeat what Chris just said in my ear. It's not safe for broadcast. But anyway, something's happened with Dennis Lind. If you want to find out what happened, we'll talk about it in the LFS Discord later on. Anyway, Legutskas has... yes, he's being caught, Owen. I'm going to hand the mic back to you while I compose myself.
Yeah, we'll see what Rayman can do now that he enters the battle for the race victory in place of his now retired teammate. So the Gutsgas and Gabor have the opportunity to, make the race count for all their efforts. Unite has actually dropped down to 6th place in all the chaos. We have to take note that Unite did very well to stay in the race, but he's down to 6th.
Yeah, well, this grid has lost 10 drivers at least since we started. I think a number more actually joined fairly late on, but we're back to 3 cars battling at the front. The Gutscast has been somewhat leapfrogged at this point, and well, is he risking dropping out of the slipstream of the cars ahead there, Owen? Gabor and Rayman look like a very slick pairing. I think the Gutscast might just be okay. Is he? Oh no, he's retired. He's gone.
Oh, he said the camber is expletive. So yeah, more not safe for work content here on this podcast.
This is one of the most tame combinations we've had in so long, but it's causing us quite a lot of drama to cover here. Dennis Lind's been scared by his girlfriend. I won't go into exactly what he said, but to some extent that's what's happened. Dennis has been alarmed by something and has crashed and is out, along with a couple of others. The Gutscast has had some damage and he's out. Now it's Gabor and Rayman leading the cars around. Who's going to get the last place on the podium? At the moment, it's either TC Racing's Adam or Anti-Valter. Oh my goodness me, Owen. It's all going off.
Yeah, in fairness to Valter, this is huge for his championship. We know he has an outside bet of becoming overall champion, isn't that right? So yeah, getting the podium here when big names have failed to finish, that will be absolutely fantastic for him.
Yeah, of all the races, I didn't think we would expect to see this much chaos. Tonight was among them, but there we go. You can't predict it sometimes. It is Unite who currently holds on to the fastest lap of the race. We're currently watching Gabor and Rayman duking it out at the front. These guys look pretty solid, but the last time I said that, we had a three-way crash, so I'm going to be careful when I say that.
Yeah, we will just hope for the best now. The things will now settle down a bit more. It is lap 21 for the leaders. So yeah, Gabor and Rayman have pulled clear now that Leguskas could not continue with that damage he picked up. So Valta and Adam, and unfortunately for Unite, he may have gained a spot, but he's got no one to draft with.
Rony has crashed.
Rony
We've got more cars having issues.
Straight.
They're trying to recover, but they're both sat sideways in the middle at start-finish, and that could have been pretty bad. Rony and who's that? Yari Katilla. So Rony, the series organizer, and Yari Katilla, the series sponsor, coming together. I hope you can find some irony in that, Owen.
Yeah, I certainly can. But they're willing to probably dust themselves down and try again. That is important to the race leaders because we know they are just a corner behind them at this stage, as the tri-oval element is now the focus of Rayman and Gabor's shared attention.
Yeah, and speaking of shared attention, I'm going to give some attention to some other drivers here. Melt Gibson, which is Blue Flame, a fantastic nickname. I appreciate that a lot. Is currently in P7. Then we've got Thamuli for ZFRL in P number 8 at the moment. T-Bug's running around in P9, and Timu Soini is the final car in the top 10, fairly close behind. And we have a big battle going on behind that, just outside the top 10 from P11 to P13. It's Zesty, Aska, and Mandula.
I think Arska's had a squeaky clean race so far, touch wood.
Oh, you've said it now.
Yeah, I have risked it. Zesty gets loose, but he's okay. So yeah, I haven't had anything to say about Arska until we've tuned into him now. Yeah, maybe a spot of bother on the front wing, that's about it.
I feel compelled to give him at least a lap of airtime now, Owen, just to see if that remains the case.
Yeah, so on board with Mandula, he would have had to have committed at this stage. He's not gonna, so he will follow Zesty, perhaps until oval turn 4. Lallaroo has come to the pits, so he's currently P20. EA Presley will overtake. So yeah, those two drivers. Yeah, Lallaroo has repaired the damage on the car's bodywork and has a refuel. Yeah, he'll be put down several laps. Yeah, no, probably a lap and a half at this stage.
Yeah, the top two battling pairs are fairly close together. There's the leaders, and here come TC Racing's Adam and Valter. There we go. So 3 seconds-ish the gap, and now it's just a case of which pairing works the best together. Incredible amount of experience at the front of this race, but which pairing is going to do the better job? Is it going to be Gabor and Rayman, or is it going to be Adam and Valter? We only have 14 laps after this one to find out as they come across start-finish. Now, side by side, it's Rayman who leads on to lap 25 here in round 9 of RTFR in 2023. Yeah, the gap's going up slightly there. So at the moment, it's advantage Rayman and Gabor.
Yeah, they know each other as they have been next. They qualified very close together, and they've earned their way up from positions 4 and 5 into first and second. I believe our 22nd and last runner, Mirek, has run out of fuel, and he's just sitting on the crossover point between the oval and the infield. So he will be probably only classified for probably no more than a point, really. You now see Zesty, who has teamwork to do with Arska, who's now getting a big slide on. Mandula is going to join in as Lallaroo is a lap down for his fix. Yeah, so Mandula lost time, and Lallaroo is trying to get involved while he's still,
Yeah, Lallery's staying out of the way. He's lapped down, so he doesn't want to interfere with this battle. He just wants to hang on and capitalize on any errors. As we return to our top drivers, and it looks as though Adam and Valter have gained a little bit back. Not too much, not enough. As actually, look at that. Has Rayman dropped out of the slipstream of Gabor now?
Oh yeah, that looks quite substantial to me.
Ooh,
Gabor.
that could be important.
Yeah.
Oh, Gabor's going wide, so he's slowing both of them down. He's going a little bit wide. He's not going very wide. But yeah, the gap behind will be coming down as they do that. So Gabor gets Rayman back in his slipstream just about. He's going to have to go wide again, Eoin, to give time back to Rayman. So that's half a lap, almost a full lap of no slipstream for these two, which is it's a lot. Let's have a look at the gap. Yep, down 0.3 of a second handed to Valter and Adam there.
Yeah, Gabor made the sensible choice to carry on getting a draft partnership out of Rayman, because Adam and Valter are working well, and there's more contact with the wall. And this is the tension now really heating up on the race leaders, and there's a fresh pairing that have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Yeah, we'll get a look at the split time as they come around through turn number 2. The sector time is just as they hit the apex for turn 2 almost, which is coming up just now. They're side by side as they come down to the apex. Here they come. So we'll get the gap. It's definitely come down. Yes, it has indeed. It's almost 2 seconds now between the top two pairings as Adam gets very close to the back of Valter as he pulls out of the slipstream.
Oh
He needs
no!
to be really careful.
Rayman's been hit. Rayman sent into an incredible spin, and Gabor just couldn't keep his car away. So Rayman out, and he is a sitting duck compared to Adam and Anti.
Well, Adam is also pulling away from Anti-Valter. Adam has to realise what's gone on here and should. Well, he's not going to have the pace on his own, is he? To catch up to Gabor, he's got to give the slipstream. Oh, he's lifting, so he is going to give Valter the slipstream back, and now it's game on. Gabor only has 2 seconds between him and a drafting pair. How fast can Gabor lap on his own, Adam? Let's keep an eye on the lap times.
Yeah, ideally he'd be in the high 50 seconds. Valter and Adam want to get into the mid 50s. So Gabor will have to just hope for a bit of help from Yargita, who's a bit further up on turn 4. Yeah, this is the golden opportunity. It was just Rayman sent him to a massive spin. Valter slowed down to avoid it. Yeah, it's a 2 pairing against the solo act here. Yeah, 50.7 there for Anti, 51.2 for Adam, and a 50.9 for Gabor. So yeah, Gabor is going to lose so much time.
Well, you say that. The gap hasn't come down that much, and we are running out of lap time. There has been a colossal amount of commentators cursed tonight. I apologise for that, but what can we do, you know? There's not much we can do. I'm rooting for Adam here, of course. He's our teammate and long-time teammate here at Sim Broadcast. It'd be great to see him get a win for the first time in a while, but remaining impartial, it's anyone's game. Gabor is still in with a shot here. There's still 2 seconds and a bit to go between these two and him, and he doesn't have anyone to worry about now. He just has to gun it as fast as possible. These two have got drafting to worry about. They've got the traction through turn 3 as they're in the slipstream of each other to worry about, and in the end they've got to work out who's going to take the second place out of these two. So lots of tactics. The gap now below 2 seconds, but we've only got 7 laps to go. Is it enough? I don't know.
If they get half a second out of Gabor each lap, then yeah, it will be enough. But a single lapse from either Adam or Anti-Valter will eliminate them from contention. Gabor, yeah, he is growing in size on the camera view. So yeah, he just has to carry on his work here and hope he could possibly get a little bit of a boost from a lapped driver.
It's not a seamless drafting pair, this. They're having to take quite a lot of risks to push, and they have to now. They don't have any time to waste. They've got to get going. A huge chunk of time goes away from Gabor. 0.6 of a second faster that lap. So Gabor, he's going to have to defend for all he's worth, and he's going to have to use his extreme amount of knowledge and tactics in defense and oval racing to get this one in the bag. And well, it's going to be tricky.
He can still win if it is a three-way duel for the victory. He knows what he's doing. Just it was unfortunate what happened between him and Rayman. That cost them that valuable rapport they built up with each other. A little bit of hesitation there on the crossover. Anti-Valta will take ownership of the draft now. 50.6, 50.9 there, so another 3/10. That's not exactly what they would have hoped for, but it is getting closer and closer.
Yeah, we're going to ride this one out with Anti-Valta. Just a little bit of a look into the cockpit there. It's a lovely looking mod, this, with the R-clip there holding on the D-rim steering wheel. A bit of an old school car, this, but a fantastic replica in Live for Speed. Do go and try it out. We're witnessing a fantastic race here. We've had a few belters of races in RTFR and XL recently, and we've been treated, and we've still got 5 laps to go and a grand showdown at the end. A grandstand finish almost guaranteed, as they said during the SpaceX broadcast last week. Excitement guaranteed at the end here.
Yeah, it's down to 0.7 of a second. It's certainly gonna be Adam getting into a bit of slipstream on Gabor. Maybe another lap will do it. Here comes Valta for his crossover, and yeah, Gabor's got to realize what's going on. He's going flat out. But Valta can now get the slipstream off him. Adam needs one more surge, and he'll be with Gabor for the win here, Pete. And there's traffic visible. Jari Katila is being caught little by little, but it's going to be a huge instance now. Yellow flags are out. There is a crash. It's Eza. That's World Class Eza. World Class Lions Eza, who thankfully was able to stop before anyone hit him, and Valta takes the lead. T-Bug and Rony have to recover. T-Bug in particular has awful damage to his suspension, front right and rear left. Gabor, he's going to stay in place. He wants to probably readjust for a moment now that these two have taken the positions off him. Adam stays high. That might allow Gabor a chance to grab some draft here. Yeah, he's going to get the draft.
Fighting
Adam.
the car there, Eoin. It's unbelievable the amount that he's having to fight the car.
Yeah.
Through there.
So now Gabor, he's probably going to be allowed through here by Adam if he can get the slipstream, or maybe not. Now Adam's actually going to get off Anti, and Adam will regain a shot at the race lead. Gabor continues to plot his movements with 3 to go.
Yeah, with 3 laps to go, it's anyone's bet who's going to win this. Who has the most oval experience out of these 3? Well, it's tricky to know, actually, but all 3 of them have vast amounts of experience in Live for Speed, of course. Anti-Valta from yesteryear, as Gabor has a wobble and spooks Adam a little bit there. And, well, it's still not over. This could go anywhere. That 3rd corner is proving so difficult when the drivers are in a triplet here. And there's traffic to deal with now as well. This is not easy. The drivers are really having to dig deep and try anything
Adam
they can.
Books it. That was a huge slide. Oversteer, catching him out badly. So yeah, Adam has dropped down. So it's Gabor who's now going to get slipstream off Jari. Valta on his own, but he has the preferential inside line. And the white flag, I suppose, in this case, will be waving to indicate the final lap.
Yeah, Adam might have a one last chance here. The 2 ahead of him are side by side, and Adam's been given a lifeline here to draft back up. He'll have a heck of a slipstream. He's going to have a huge run here as we go across start finish to start the final lap here I can't believe the excitement this has generated. Unbelievable stuff. It's anti-Valter in the middle, Gabor in the front, and Adam biding his time now. This is where the tactics really come in. We've got one final lap, 3 corners to go, and it is Gabor just edging out at the front. Valter going wide. Adam is just sat at the back. He's waiting. He doesn't care. He's had a lifeline here. He's going to play this really clever. There's a back marker ahead. This could cause chaos, Owen, into the final corner. 3 wide as we enter the penultimate corner. Adam's going to get caught out, is he? Oh, this so close. 4 wide almost. And it's still Gabor leading. Valter in the middle. Adam at the back. Oh, he cuts down.
Oh,
that's crucial. Valter pulls out of the slipstream. It's going to be Valter who takes it, I think, at the line. An unbelievably close finish, but anti-Valter take a bow. Across the line, he comes to win round number 9 of the 2023 season of RTFR, closely followed by Gabor, and Adam takes P3. That was so close. What a brilliant race, Owen.
Oh, an absolute treat. I loved every minute of that. So thank you to the drivers for getting through that one for us. 0.2 of a second separate the podium drivers, but anti-Valter, what a magnificent performance from him today, and that gives him another shot of belief that he can actually win this season 1 of RTFR.
Yeah, that's crucial points, as you said. He's had wins, but that's going to taste very, very sweet. It was not looking good for Adam or Valter at the beginning of that race. They got dropped very early on by the 3 front runners. The Gutskas was one of them who missed out on the finish there. LG Mies is the final finisher. Bit of a flourish to the finish. Why not? He had a tumultuous race. I'm going to have to check his stream out after that. Let's have a look then at the full results and take a rundown and a breather, Owen, because that was frantic. It was over before we knew it, and what a race it was. In 32 minutes and 16 seconds, 0.96, Anti-Valter takes another RTFR win ahead of Sidus Gabor. TC Races Adam finishes in P3, 23 hundredths of a second separating our top 3 there. Fantastic finish. Then it's Unite for Sidus in P4. Melt Gibson, that's Blue Flame in P5. Michael Malik in P6. The Mooley, Timu Soini, Asker and Zesty, your top 10. In P11, it's Mandula with Contrera, Donnelly, LG Mies, Yari Katilla, Rony, T-Bug, Isa, Lallaroo and Presley, your top 20. That's all of the finishes, and everybody else, Owen, was a DNF, and that includes some big hitters. Rayman, who was leading with Gabor for most of the race, had to finish finishes P21. That is 11 laps down. Then it's Legutskas in P22, another non-finisher. Merak, Dennis Lind, Nexus NL, Lorenzo, Onifus Magic, Alan Terzic, Fraz for FM, Malo, and Zdravko Polniak, FM number there. Big names out of this one. Even with those big names out, I mean, that was awesome.
Yeah, we still had plenty of competition up and down the order. And absolutely enthralled by that. So, yeah, take a bow, drivers. We'll certainly talk about that one for a while. Yeah, the fact that Born to Race, no finishers for them, and Fragmasters, no drivers in the finish for them either. So yeah, significant moment in the season for those teams in particular.
Yeah, well, if you enjoyed that one, you're not alone. That was absolutely brilliant. I'm sure you'll agree. Yeah, Owen. Well, I don't really know what to say about that other than I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope everyone else did. I mean, congratulations to our podium, Anti-Valter on another win, Gabor in P2, and Adam for TC Racing in P3. Oh, blimey. The Formula Skippy, well, that's the first time we've seen it on sim broadcasts, and I want it back immediately.
Yeah, the rules probably nudge to cars of the same type being picked. Yeah, ideally someone should bring it back for a road course or other circuit and let the drivers go again, see how it fares.
Yeah, that's probably true. So in a few rounds time, hopefully it'll be back at some point. Let's take a look at the RTFR calendar that we've got coming up. We can confirm that the next round in 2 weeks time will be the FZR at South City Chicane Route. So that's another very, very good combo, Owen. That is one not to miss.
Yeah, we're down to the final month of season 1 competition, starting with the fortnight in May. So yeah, that's going to be an exceptional moment of the season, and then we'll see how the championship looks heading into the penultimate round as well.
Yeah, Anti-Valter will have closed the gap to Gabor after this race. And Chris in my ear has just said that the last race at South City with this car and at South City had the highest rate of attrition at SO6, actually. So, yeah, the track has the highest rate of RTFR attrition. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, we'll see if the drivers bring their A game to that race as well, and hopefully the majority see the checkered flag.
We'll be back on your screens on Thursday for the next round of the Fragmasters GTI Thursday series. But in the meantime, we hope you have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you then. That's all for RTFR Action today. See you again in 2 weeks' time for more RTFR Action. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
So long.